before you can kickflip, you want to make sure your ollies are a good 5 to 8 inches high. So your ollie should be at least this high. Once you can ollie that high, then you become confident with having your board in the air for that period of time. If you're only ollieing 3 to 5 inches high, you're not going to have the confidence and consistency needed to land a kickflip every time. So if you're still there, work on your ollies. I have several other videos teaching you how to ollie higher. I recommend you start by checking those out. Once you have successfully got your ollies up higher, it's then time to learn how to kickflip. The first step of learning how to kickflip is learning the proper foot position. With your back foot, you want to make sure your back foot is positioned so that it's directly into the tail. Your toes want to push into the tail of the board directly in the center. Your back foot should not be angled outward, but should be directly straight. With your front foot, the placement of the front foot is absolutely key. There's not one thing more important than the kickflip, than the position and flick of the front foot. Your front foot should be positioned just around these two back front bolts. And it should be positioned at a way that it's angled to flick towards this side of the skateboard. When you throw your feet onto the skateboard, you want to make sure that the front foot, the end of the front foot, can be angled into this corner of the skateboard. So, if you were to draw a line down the center of the board, right here, and then draw to X, about 25% from this side and 25% from the center, that's where you want to aim the end of your foot to hit with a kickflip. So you want your front foot be able to slide up like that. So if your front foot isn't angled enough, it's not going to be able to hit that point. Or if it's angled too much, it could miss that point and flick over here. So the first step of the kickflip is making sure your foot placement is right on flat. Now, contrary to a lot of people's belief that your lower body is everything you need for skateboarding, the kickflip is really depends a lot on your upper body. And you want to make sure that your upper body is positioned not necessarily over your feet so much as the center of your skateboard. Because if your feet are really actually in the back half of the board, or in the back 2/3 of the skateboard. So if you're doing a kickflip over the back 2/3 of the skateboard, you're going to land it on the back 2/3 of the skateboard, rather than in the center and then having a perfectly aligned center of balance. So get your foot placement right, and then recenter your body over the center of the board. As you flick the board, which I'll show you how to do later, you're going to keep your body centered, and that's going to keep you landing right on the bolts almost every time with a kickflip.